Should get a little countdown. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's do it. Okay, now we're going to start off here. I'm just going to share my screen, and for the most of it, it's just going to be sharing the screen with you guys anyway, so that's always good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. Yeah, I'm going to introduce myself first of all. Maybe not as long of it as an introduction, maybe as last time, but a small one. You know, nonetheless. If you see me looking down or looking to the left or right, I'm trying to scan chat for some things. I don't promise that I'll be able to interact, but look, we'll see what happens. On the screen, you can see a QR code. If you want to scan that with your phone, please do, and that means then that you can connect with me on Twitter. So my name is Stephen Eustace, first of all. I like unicorns, and the session is called Staying Connected with Microsoft Teams. So what I feel this session is it's a fun session, very, very low pressure, relaxed, and I think that's my style. And I just aim to show you some things, and hopefully you'll get some takeaways from this session. So that's it, really. And this is a part 2, of which there is a part 1 available on demand. So I'm going to try and progress a little bit from what we did the last time. So like a lesson. Right, so I always say this, I'm a teacher trying to make learning more wonderful, you know, for everyone. So that's my key thing. It's about just enhancing it. There's my details for Twitter, at Eustace_Stephen. Please connect with me. I love it. I love connecting with people and the community. As you can see in the chat there, loads of really nice people, very supportive people. And then, yeah, today's session, I start off with inspire first. You know, as we know, you can never do everything in one day. So it's just to give an idea of what is possible, some of it. It's going to be available on demand afterwards. So feel free to grab your coffee. I've got my coffee here as well. And, you know, rewatch if you like, if that's a thing, cool. And also I'm going to try and give you resources. I queued up more resources as well, so I might leave them in the recording too. So resources to what I call lots of wonderful features. And then, yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So that's my key aim. I said this last time too, and I'll say it again. I'm Irish. I talk very fast. I get excited about things. So I'm going to try and slow down my pace, and hopefully everyone can enjoy this. Right, so small introduction on me again. Look, I'm very passionate about the impactful and meaningful use of, you know, educational technology in the classroom and outside. And then I'm a big advocate of technologies and techniques that do just some of the following, actually, so not all. So I like, you know, to really support students and teachers with their well-being. So technologies that help me or techniques that help me, that's a big thing right now. And I think more than ever, especially with what's going on in the world, well-being is a real big thing. So let's keep an eye out for that. And if we can see things in Teams or OneNote, like nice stickers or nice emojis or GIFs, and that makes people feel better, I think it's great to use that. I'm all about driving inclusive classroom practices, encouraging active teaching and learning, amplifying and harnessing student voice. That's great too. And I think teacher voice as well. Let's put that in there. And then creating meaningful learning moments. And probably one of my favorite ones is going to be just allowing everyone to have more fun. I think that's the big thing. Yeah, the QR code on the previous slide, link later. Yeah, I can jog right back up to it very fast. No hassle. There you go. So QR code once more. And you got it, and then it'll be on the recording later as well. So there we go. Now, I think, yeah, so look, I'm currently working with Microsoft. Well, first of all, actually, I'm going to tell you, I'm a teacher of math and business and ICT or computer studies or whatever you guys call it where you are. I am a big advocate of technology, a bit of a geek. So I think that's the big thing. Currently working with Microsoft at the moment to help teachers and students to get the most out of Microsoft tools. And I always say this, to improve student and teacher outcomes. So that's the big thing at the heart, I think, for me, of everything I do. I keep asking myself, why am I doing this? Why am I using this? Even in this session, you know, when I'm designing it or thinking about it, I'm like, why am I showing people this? You know, what are they going to do with it? What's the why? And, you know, how are students going to react? How are teachers going to react? Is it going to make the class more fun? Is it going to make things easier to do? So a lot of the motivation for me with using educational technology is, you know, things that make people's life easier. You know, your work day or your school day is, you know, X number of hours long. If these technologies and techniques and the support networks can make that day be more fun, more engaging, more interactive, I'm down for that. I really like that. Right. So in Teams part 1, in kind of short, we did we worked through office.com. We did a little bit on Teams, chatting, pinning conversations. I talked about a little bit on copying files from OneDrive to Teams, did a bit on the creation of a team, small bit on naming conventions, join codes, chats, announcements, kind of files light. So I might go into a little bit more, and tabbing. I left tabbing for this one, and creating channels. So today, you know, in addition to all the other sort of bonus things that I pop in here, we're going to be looking at more to do with channels. We're going to be looking at more to do with files. Tabs is probably one of my favorite actually things, I think. I call it like Teams Plus, because you hit that plus button to do a new tab. And then I'm going to show you, or aim to show you, how to bring the world into Teams. So let's see. You know, maybe it's, you know, let's do it. Let's do this. Yeah. So let's aim high, as I always said. It's aim high. So I'm going to start again from office.com, and it's kind of my usual go-to starting point. So let's start from office.com here, everyone. And again, I did say this in the last session, but I welcome you to try and follow along as well. So I'm going to give just like 60 seconds, look at the chat for a minute. And I'm also going to tell you that if you want to follow along from office.com with your school account, please do, yeah? I'll pop my head to the left for chat. 30 or 40 seconds from now, I'll kick it off. And I'll just read here. Yeah, lots of lovely people here from great places in the world. Look at that. We have Croatia, we have Canada, we have Kansas, we have Cavan, we have California, we have Dublin. It's excellent. Loads of really, we have India. It's fantastic. Yeah, I'm really enjoying seeing everyone from all the different places in the world and getting connected with everyone as well. So Portugal, fantastic. Yeah. So I just calling out when I see the country name, I'm calling it out. Okay. So I'm nice to see everyone, and that everyone's kind of, you know, getting represented as well. So that's good. All right. So let's kick this off, everyone. Let's click into Teams. And this is my usual sort of go-to. And you know what? I had a little idea there. One of the things I want to just start with and almost flip a little bit, because often I say, hey, I'm going to show you, you know, I'm going to give you resources at the end. I'm kind of going to flip that on the head a little bit, because sometimes I think we run out of time. So one of the things I'm going to do is when we click into Teams here and we click Teams like this, I'm actually just going to draw everyone's attention to the bottom left, and I hope you can see it, but there's a help button. So let's just start by actually flipping this around. Let's see what happens when you press that help button. So what have we got here? Topics, training, and a what's new. So if you were to click here, for example, topics, what would you see? So tons of Teams training. That sounds good. Then you can actually browse that Teams for Education training, or you can download a quick guide. So if I was to just open this in a new tab, the quick guide will open up here. And I think that's one of the real amazing things to even start with. That Teams for Education quick guide is awesome. And it just kind of shows you a little bit about it. And I can even start to maybe use this or draw upon this a little bit, but I just think it's quite awesome. So lovely, lovely guides. I'm a big fan of infographics, nice resources, things that look good with these little arrows and stuff. I love it. So this quick start guide, very good. And again, it just shows you here how to navigate Teams, the different pieces of the interface. So I think it's really cool, to be honest. Next up, browse Teams for Education training. I think this is awesome too. So you start off here with an introduction. So how about, you know, all about getting started. One of the things that I wanted to draw upon today as well was, you know, having this help button, great, okay? Having the quick start guide, great. But then you know what? Some people want a little bit more kind of guidance or a little bit more structured learning. So one of the things I really like is the Microsoft Educator Center. So when you look here, there's actually a course. So if you were to click this button, this brings you into a course called Transform Learning with Microsoft Teams. That same course could be gotten as well by just typing in Microsoft Educator Center into the into your browser, so into your search bar, and then just getting it. I'm going to link it actually now. So let's start off by linking in that one here. Yeah, do you know what? Actually, I don't do this enough. Who has been using the Microsoft Educator Center, and what do you think about it? So how about you put that in chat? I don't do enough interactivity in these sessions, and I always want to try and get a little bit better myself. So let's get better. So I'm going to start to talk with you guys a little bit more. That's the Educator Center. Yeah, the MEC has some great classes. Microsoft Educator Center, really helpful. Brilliant, guys, Lydia and Ruth. I think it's really good. It's a great place to get started. And like once you go into the Microsoft Educator Center, so you're just greeted with this screen here. One of the biggest things to do is just press, oh, brilliant, congrats, is just press sign in. and then just pick your email to sign in. So this is my, let's say, environment or my test school environment. So just click in there. Click right in there. Okay, and next up, yeah, perfect, sounds great. Next up then we're looking at just, and I'll even do this, is perfect, yeah. I like to hear the little pings. So when you go in here, if you see training, and it did change slightly, the layout, but I think it's really good actually. So if you click training and click courses, you can see, you know, what courses you have in progress. Or if you just want to learn about a specific thing, like for example, you came here for some Teams inspiration. If you type in Teams here, you'll see Transform Learning with Teams. You'll see this is in progress as well, or the courses that haven't been started. So again, there's a whole load of them. You know, School Day Teams app, SEL and Wellbeing, staying connected with remote learning, all that good stuff. There is one I'm going to draw upon though. If you click into the Transform Learning with Microsoft Teams, that's definitely one I would say, you know, as kind of recommended reading. And I'll link all these at the very end probably. So I reckon click into it, and I'll just show you, for those of you that don't know about the Microsoft Educator Center or what the courses look like, you know, why would you go into them? Well, first of all, they're module based, so I think they're really, really nice. You've got a nice bit of content here, you've got some reflection. As well, you've got video, which to be honest with you, that's a medium that really works for me. So again, look, you've got nice, easy to follow videos with audio, which is
right
cool.
Corner of the Teams app. Select create a new team and then choose.
So that's there for you. I think that's cool. You've got modules, and at the end then you've got a quiz. And then the quiz, you go through the questions and you test your knowledge basically. And it says here 15 questions, 80% to pass. I think if there's any maths teachers in the room, that would be 12, I think, off the top of my head, maths teacher as well. And then you get badges, you get to go into your profile. I think on this test account, I don't think I've done anything, no. But if I had done stuff and courses on this account, I would see badges, I would see dates. And as well, by the way, guys, I'd see a transcript, which is pretty cool. So I know a lot of educators and a lot of, you know, people use this to kind of track their training and track their courses that they're taking and their CPD. So I think it's pretty awesome. Right, back to this. So we have the help. Again, we've got some suggested courses that, now this isn't just exclusive to Teams, by the way. Look for the help button throughout, and then it just really helps you go through things, because so many times I see teachers asking questions that are just questions that you could really answer yourself by just knowing where to go, knowing what content to sift through. I think it's brilliant. Okay, now I'm going to flip this slightly. I'm going to do something a little bit interactive here. Okay, so watch this. And I hadn't overly planned to do this, but let's do this on the fly. I'm going to go into forums, and I know you came for Teams, but watch this. Go into forums, and I'm going to press new quiz straight away. Say no to this lovely helpful wizard, okay? So say no to that. And then press new quiz. And then in the quiz, I'm going to call it maths and other quiz. I want someone in the chat, by the way, to put in another topic. I'm going to have something about maths, but what other subject? Is it science? Is it history? Is it geography? Pop something in the chat there and see what you come up with. So let's see. So you pop in the chat there what you're thinking of, and then I'm gonna theme it off that. How does that sound? All right, so let's see. And by the way, I'm going to go with the first one that I see. So that's my plan, by the way. The other thing I want to ask everyone in the chat is, guys, how many of you use OneNote? So can you tell me in the chat how many use OneNote? And do you use OneNote with Teams? So that's a good one, actually. How many of you use OneNote, and you know, how are you using it? Are you using it through Teams or otherwise? So I think that's kind of good. Now, I'll tell you what the first subject was that I saw, and let's do this. So here we go. Right, first subject in is, guys, we're talking watermelons. I love it. Oh my God. And I did say subject. Maybe if I said topic, sustainable development, maths and history. You know what? I think we'll try and, yeah, could you imagine if I got the history of watermelons or something like that, or the history of, I don't know, fruits or some other type of thing. So let's try this. One of the buttons I'm going to press here is this insert image button. Now I'm going to go for, let me see, now something in history. I should have asked you to be more specific. I'll put in a history question. Don't worry. I'll put in a unicorn. You're going to feel a bit cheated now in a second. You're like, he said he'd do it. Right. Oh, look, it says history. There you go. Myth and magic. Fantastic. It's a historical, fictitious creature, the unicorn. So we're going to call this maths and unicorns. Now, let's get to it. Press add new. Now, maths teachers in the room, let's see what you think about this. Press the choice button and then go for 3 dots here. And the key thing is I pressed a quiz option. So do you see this math? Now, solve for X. Now, some people love math. Some people have yet to discover that love for math that I have, but we're going to get there. We're going to discover that love together. So I'm going to put in X plus 3 equals 12 or 22. I just pressed it. Okay. What do you think X is going to be? Start thinking there, but I'm going to press OK. And I'm going to press add all. And then Forms has actually helped me with that. It's told me X is 19, and I say, thank you, Forms. If I press add new, though, this is where it gets really exciting. It's giving me question ideas. Wow, okay, thank you. And press add all. Okay, this is looking sweet, I'll be honest. Really, really nice. Okay, so I've got my quiz. Okay, this is great. And it's flagged the correct answers. Now I'm going to add in another question. It's going to be a choice question. And now I'm going to actually change the type from drop off math and subtitle here and go for a regular one. Do you love unicorns? Now, do you love unicorns? Yes, no, maybe. Okay, perfect. What's the correct answer? I think the correct answer is yes or maybe. Well, we'll say just one of them, not multiple answers, which you could do with here. Okay. Now, if I want to put a picture for a unicorn, I can just type in here the media. And I can insert a video here. So media, insert video, and that could be for later. I'll leave that for another thing. But how about I go 3 dots, settings, and you see here where it says anyone with the link can respond. If I click that, well, then you guys are going to be able to respond to this quiz, which is cool. And if I leave this, only people in my organization can respond, well, then it's just, you know, students or your colleagues that can respond, and it records the name, and you can tell it whether you want 1 response per person or not. Okay, now, all of this for what, you might say? Well, you know, what's going on here? This is called the maths and, you know what, I'm going to have to be specific because the amount of times I press math and other quiz. Maths and unicorns quiz. Okay, now watch this. Go into Teams for a second. You might say, what's going on? This is mad. I'm going to show you how to create a new team. Quick recap. Create team. There's 4 team types. I covered that in my last video, so just check it out. I'm going to go with the class team. I'm going to call it Maths and Unicorns. Perfect. Description. Awesome. Going to add in a student here, Alex, because I have his account signed in. And I'm going to add in a teacher, Arden, because I think I have his account signed in here as well. So here we go. How easy was that to create a team and then also to add a student and add a teacher? That's easy stuff, right? So my team is done. I like it. Sounds good. Now, so doing all that stuff with forms though. And bear in mind, by the way, that I did tell you that today will be a lot more about tabs, the plus button here, and bringing the world into Teams. So I did not lie. So I'm going to create a new channel. What's this about? The 3 dots, add channel. So I'm going to call this the quiz channel, and I'm going to press automatically show this channel in everyone's channel list. I'm going to draw your attention as well to the fact that you can make private channels, but we're not doing that just yet. And then press add. Now, quiz channel, recap on how to do an announcement. Maybe we have to tell people about the quiz channel, so let's do that. Press A with the paintbrush. Now this is hard to see sometimes with my screen, but don't worry about it. A with the paintbrush. Now, click the drop down here for new announcement. So I'm going to say, welcome to the quiz channel. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to use @mentions, by the way. So press @. I can @mention either one of the people in my group, in addition to me, Arden or Alex, or I could press @ and type maths and unicorns. So watch this. Oh yeah, sometimes I do that. There you go, @maths and unicorns. Now, so happy you are here. And then recap on a few little emojis, dancing penguin, perfect. And then just press send. Now, we're in the quiz channel. It would be wrong not to have quizzes in here. So press Add New Tab. So this is where the magic comes into Teams, Add Tab. Now, I made a Microsoft Forms quiz. So in Microsoft Forms, now create a shared form or add an existing one. So watch this, add an existing one is what I'm going to choose. So watch this. It's definitely the Maths and Unicorns quiz. And I'm going to choose to collect responses, right? Oh, wow. Okay, so what is this magic? So now my quiz is in there, ready for my colleagues if this is a staff team, or my students if this is a class team. So awesome. What else though? If I press plus once more, and I went for forms again, so plus once more, forms once more again, add an existing form, go for the quiz, the Maths and Unicorns, but this time we're going to go and show results. Now watch this. There won't be much results to show because, oh no, no one's responded to the quiz. Would anyone like to take my quiz on Maths and Unicorns? What do you think? So I'd like that if you did that, that'd be awesome. So there's a couple of ways to do it. I could link the quiz inside in the chat, of which I will in a second. Or remember when I was in the Maths and Unicorn quiz, I can press share. You see this button here, QR code. Now watch this. So will you please scan that with your phone, or I'll also link in the chat. So what I'd love you to do, everyone, is help me out with the Maths and Unicorns quiz. I'm going to turn my head to the left. I'm going to put in the link as well in the chat. So that's awesome. So let's get that in there. Yeah, follow that link in the chat. And remember, I made it an anyone link. So even, yeah, you guys, even though we're not in the same environment on Office 365, you can engage with me as well. So I'm going to leave the QR code up there for just another second only. And now I'm actually going to go into Teams for a second and stay on this screen, right? So watch this. So I'm going to take it as well. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take the quiz too. My internet's a bit slow right now, but I'm going to make it happen. Okay, I like it. Now watch this. This is the magic, or magic as I see it anyway. If I go into the quiz channel, right, it has posts, files, notes, and here it says fill Maths and Unicorns quiz. That's very long, isn't it? But actually part of the tabbing magic is to right click that and go rename. So I just maybe want to call it quiz. Maths plus Unicorns. Just Maths and actually. So nicer. Now you see here results. You know what I love? Oh my God, yeah, nice. So wow, we are a smart bunch. I like this. So the results are here, and what's great about this is, and it's the results in, you know, within Teams, which is cool, is we've got 10 responses, 22 seconds on average to complete. It's still active, which is cool. As a teacher, then I'm looking, I say, okay, question 1 is good, 2 is good, everyone's getting a 3 is good. 4 is good, and then I look at 4 and I'm just thinking, why was 4? Maybe one person didn't get 4, so maybe I'm okay with 89% getting it, or maybe there's some concept in there that I want to maybe reteach or do some. Oh, look at this, maybe I love it. Well, look, 60% love and unicorns is not bad. 4 maybe, and then if you come to another session, maybe we're going to bump that up to 70 or 80%, so that's not bad. So one of the really nice ways of engaging with your students is definitely through the use of tabs, so adding of a tab. There are other things you can do here, plus tab. Now, I'm going to show you another one here. If I add a tab here and I go for Flipgrid, for example, does anyone know about Flipgrid? Do you want to tell me in the chat whether you have heard of Flipgrid or not, or used it before? You let me know. So in the chat, let me know if you've heard of or used Flipgrid before. Lots of Flipgrid fans, yeah. Bring me the, as I said, let me know you love Flipgrid by bringing me the nice green heart emojis. Now, there's a little trick. If you press the Windows key and X, you can actually bring up a little Emoji Keyboard, and then you can just find those hearts and just keep pressing them. So press the Windows key and the period button together. I don't know, did I say X there? I think I did. Windows button plus period or plus full stop, as we call it. So I'm after putting in loads of hearts. Yeah, love it. Now I'm going to show you just some of the things that you can do. So if I was to just go flipgrid.com first. Go into flipgrid.com. Nice. So to start with, you can put in a join code or you can find out more today. So I think that's really nice. There's a really nice video as well. It's pretty cool. I really like it. So lots of awesome. honest with you, I'm loving the animations and the videos lately. I think it's awesome. Now, there is a particular code that I would like you guys to have a little look at. We'll show you how you can integrate Flipgrid into your teams right now. And this is only just a little hint, okay? Just a little starter. So watch this. If I go plus Flipgrid, and then I go add. Flipgrid is simple, Educator, Spark discussions, grant. Enter your flip code or the URL. So watch this. I have a grid created called MIE family. The MIE family, and it's all about Microsoft Innovative Educator experts getting to know each other. And it was created at that time when E2 in Sydney was going to take place. You know, for this one and also for the year before. So E2, and it was just, to be honest with you, rather than being a grid just for a specific event, it was just a grid for everyone to get to know each other. So I just thought it was awesome that you've got this grid and you can learn from lots of different people. You can click in and you can hear from different people and their responses, but all within Teams. And you can actually press that record a response button and also, you know, from right there within Teams as well, record responses, which I think, to be honest with you, is kind of mind blowing. So just the ability to do that is, it's really, really cool. The other thing I want to show you actually as well is this. How about I go and add a channel, right? So watch this. I call this the, what do I call it actually? I don't even know. Document group work or something. Document group work. And press add. Yeah, and I go into files. And within files, I'm going to upload a document or create a new one. It doesn't really matter. So click upload, files, and then point that to my desktop here. And then in my desktop, I'm going to go in and find some stuff. I've got lots of stuff here. Right, I'm going to put in a sample PowerPoint. So file example PowerPoint in the document group work. And this is a sort of a, you know, recap and a bit of reinforcement about last time, just how easy it is to get those files or folders, easy. And another really good thing that you can do is press this, 3 dots, which, guys, 3 dots is where it's at, really. More options, show actions. Let's make this a tab or pin to top. So let's do pin to top first. It's pinned. By the way, if you want to as well, absolutely okay to rename it. Or right now I can just go make this a tab. And there are other ways to do this as well, to be honest with you. I can press plus, see here, PowerPoint. And then it actually looks in the file structure and I can find that PowerPoint. So that's one way of going in and picking a specific document that I want and press save. You're going to like this, I think, to be honest, because I really like it myself. So that PowerPoint is in there. To be honest, that's really, really good. I think it's really cool. Other things. This button here is awesome. So if you press this, it expands the screen for you. This button is great because it starts conversations while you're working on the document, alone, right? Or with someone else. And I think that's the key thing. You can be working on that document alone or with somebody else. And actually, I hadn't it specifically. I'm going to have a little look here. What I'm going to do is sign in with another account, everyone, on my other computer. And I can just say hi, just like that. I'm going to sign in here, or maybe do it in a second. I'm going to show you what it looks like to have someone else in on that document with you collaborating. So I definitely put myself under pressure here because I have to remember a big login, but that's okay. Can everyone in the chat let me know what your favorite feature in Teams is so far? And so one favorite feature and one aspect you want to learn more about for next year. So how does that sound? So one favorite feature and one thing you want to learn more about for next year. So something you might think could be useful for you for next year. And I'm clicking into my other account here and I'm going to show you some kind of magic here. And then I'm going to look at the chat. We're looking at 37 minutes past the hour. We're not going too bad, I think. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully you're having a bit of fun. That's the key thing for me. Fun first. So put in the chat there one feature you really like in Teams right now and one feature that you want to learn more about. Okay, yeah, nice assignments I see popped up there. Fantastic. I'm going to go into the document. Right, I've finally logged in. It takes me a bit here. Multi-screen and multi-devicing is what I'm doing. Now, there's a lot of really nice things about Teams that I think are just, you know, gonna win for me, and I think that's always the nice thing, you know. One thing that I think is really nice here is Alex is here with me in the document and he's saying hi. And not only is Alex just saying hi, but Alex can start interacting with that document straight away. Now, I'm not sure if you've noticed, even with my internet a little bit slow at the moment, but while I'm in the document, I can see that Alex is here as well. What's even better is this. We can get really specific. So we can get so specific that I know I can see Alex is editing slide 3. I can go to his location, right? So I'm seeing Alex is over here. He's working on this. And then I could change something for Alex, or Alex could just type in, you know, it's very easy just to work on that document. How good is that? So he's right there working on a document. Maybe Alex wants to insert a picture. And this probably is one of the really useful things, I think, in Teams. It's just this ability. It's just, I'll use a different cat than last week. The ability just, I think, collaborate with other people. Like right now, Alex is changing and I'm Alex as well. Yeah, still learning. That's okay too as well. So Alex has made a really nice cat document. I think it's great because a couple of things can happen. First of all, we can have a conversation during that presentation. 2, we can be all in the document together. So Alex is there. There could be 10 or 15 more of my students in there. Maybe a little bit of advice. What I do like to do is if you're going to have maybe 5 or 6 or 7 students, just create slides for those students. So maybe you say this is Alex's slide. Maybe you say this is Sarah's slide. So, you know, just give names, and then it's like musical chairs kind of, but you say, right, everyone grab the slide that has your name on it. And very quickly you'll see these little icons pop into the correct slide. And, you know, as a teacher, if you're on slide 1 and you see that Alex is on your slide, for example, if that is your slide, so let's say Steve's slide, you say, look, hey, Alex, do you want to go down to your slide? It's actually slide number 5. And watch this in real time. Alex has jumped down. So you as a teacher, you say, okay, that's perfect. And he's going to put a bit of color on his slide. There, he really made his slide his own. So fantastic. Couple of nice things that you can do as well. Of course, you can open in the desktop app. You can copy links to tabs, which people, I think, really miss this one. So if I'm in a tab and I press 3 dots, copy link to tab, let's just see what happens actually. So I'm going to go into Teams now. That's a handy way, by the way, to go back. You can do lots of other ways. You can press close, etc. But if I was just to come and put that link in here, so I've pasted the link. Now, what would this do? Well, I'm in the general channel. That link was for something there. But if I press, whoa, what's happening here? So I think, you know, without dramatizing it too much, I think that's pretty big. That's a big thing. So yeah, I don't know if you like that feature. What do you think about that copy link to tab one, guys? Have you seen that one before? So just the idea that if you're in, even if you're in on a tab or you're in on something here, the ability to copy the link to it. Watch that. Copy link, put it in the quiz channel. And then look, here's a link. Nice. Or if you're in the document, go in there and 3 dots up here, copy link. Yeah, let me know if you like that feature, and then I'm going to do a small little extension on that. Yeah, I think it's a nice one as well, to be honest with you. I like it. There's another thing that people like doing as well. So if you were in here for argument's sake and you said, oh, I'm going to make an announcement, okay? And I'm going to say useful resources for week 1. Watch this. So some teachers like to get kind of organized and planned like this. This is content to look at for week 1, right? Watch this. And then I can do it a couple of ways. I can get tidy with this. I can make a little table. I can do, you know, a table like that. So I might call this notes to review. Now, do you see what's after? Now, I never promised to be really neat at stuff, but, you know, just ideas, okay? So notes to review, PowerPoint, and look at this. Now, imagine if you were someone who got super organized and you were like, hey, we're going to have some notes here. This is, you know, Tuesday's work, Wednesday's work, Thursday's work. But now watch what students would do, because can you imagine, you know, for students, sometimes it can be a little bit challenging just staying organized and knowing where you've got to go all the time. They're like, what do I do now? Do I go into the document group? Where do I go? But if you have it laid out for them as, you know, a nice post, maybe the week post of the week, and you could call it that, well, then they say, okay, number 1, go here. Number 2, do this. Number 3, take this assignment. So watch how it happens when a student would press this. That's pretty awesome, I think. So I definitely think use that more. I'm not the neatest person, but like you can really make this super nice. You can do lovely colors, links, and nicer stuff than me for sure. So, you know, use all of these, all of this goodness here. Marking is important and all that nice stuff. So yeah, make it your own, make it awesome. That's what I say. Right. So how about you want to keep going with tabs here? And I'm just going to call this the video tab. My names are not overly imaginative, I'll be honest with you. Now, if I press the plus button again, and I go and use, for example, YouTube. Now, and I press add there. Sorry, going a bit fast. Cute cats. Now, we might find some nice cats here, and we press that button and press save. What I like about it is a couple of things. If that pops up ever, you can press the button to keep it there, get rid of it, expand, or not, just like that. So I'm going to expand and I'm going to play. Just like that. Very nice. There is one thing that you might want to do as well, by the way. During a video, maybe there's a video piece that you want your students to look at. You can actually say this. Hi at Maths. I think that was the group's name. Hi at Maths. Check out this video. It is true in the conversation. Well done. Yeah. Check out this video and look to 0:33 maybe. 0:33. Oh yeah, I did not know that was going to do that. 33 seconds. That's fun. And tell me the answer, or what do you think about something like that. Now, you could be having a big long chat there. Alex is in on his side and he's looking at this going on. He's getting activity pings. It's all good. And I say that. Well, I'm going to show you. Watch this. Right now, I've got a, students are responding to the channel. If they go into the actual thing, students can respond in there. Alex has said it was cool. I hover over to react. By the way, watch this. If you had a nice moment in class, this is brilliant. Nice moment like that. A student said, this is brilliant. And you might want to capture that moment. Hover over 3 dots and press save this message. That's really nice. So if you see any message that you want to save or bookmark, save the message, save this message just like that. And then you can go in and press this button and go to saved and just see what was saved just like that. And then you can quickly go between different teams that you have or different conversations that you have. And it's pretty awesome and it's pretty good. Right, there's the other thing as well, which if you want to add a channel, and we call this the website channel, just like that. Now, this can be for a class team or it can actually be for a staff team if you want to have this. So watch this. One person said a really nice thing as well. In the video tab, if you look in posts, I'm not sure if you've been noticing recently, but the conversation is threaded. When I added that tab and I added the YouTube, well then the conversation that happened within that tab conversation was captured. So I think that's really, really good. So even if someone wasn't in that day, they can kind of learn from everyone and see what conversation went on. Same with the quiz channel. Very easy to pop in and out and these things are still there. If we're going into the website channel for a second, right, I've said that there was some good resources, so I'm going to keep drawing upon them actually. One of the great resources to look at is the Microsoft Education blog, okay? So I'm going to link that at the very end as well. But let's say I copied the URL of this website. I thought that's really good. And then if I went in and pressed plus. Now, in advance, if it says it can't access it, I would say there's more website compatibility when you're using what I call the desktop version of Teams, okay? So I'm using the web-based version because it's just easier during the call with you guys. Cute cats, we're ready for it. All right, paste it, and I'm going to call it blog. And press save. So what's good about this? What's great about this? Well, I'm going to show you one thing. First of all, it's not a snapshot to a website. So this isn't just like an image or a snapshot. This is an actual live, a living website. So this is a living Microsoft Education blog now that maybe lives in your staff team for your colleagues to learn more. So maybe you want to go in and click in here. New Teams features and creative ways to engage students. So again, lots of great features coming with these nice floating emojis. I really like them as well. The dynamic view, all these things that are in different versions of Teams. I thought was really cool. This together mode, which I know I can probably press, but I don't want it because it's not released. So I feel kind of bad about doing that, so I won't. But lots of nice stuff. But the idea is that you can add plus websites. So where are you gone? Plus website. And you can type up there always if you don't see something. So another one I might decide to put in here. I might decide to put in, let's say, the Microsoft Educator Center in as a website. And I just call it MEC, just like that. And that might be, now, if you do see that refuse to connect button, you can just click here to load it properly. It does prompt you to use the desktop app, or you can just click go to the site and it opens it up. So sometimes depending on what URL you pull, like this, it'll show or not show. And then for me, as I said before, just beforehand, desktop version is rocks it out for that. Yeah. So adding tabs all day long. Let's keep adding more tabs. What can you add in? Your PowerPoint, your forms, your Flipgrid, Excels, document libraries. You can add in lots of different things. Actually, Stream is a great resource. So again, I could probably ask more about if we had time to ask you, have you ever heard of Stream? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But for me, Stream is like a really good place to store your files in a safe and secure environment within Office 365 and specifically video. So it's like a really great video repository. Great for transcripts. Okay, fantastic, John. Yeah, it looks great. So what you can do is you can click into it, click into your Stream. I might get a prompt to load again. And again, you've lots of different videos that you might have. You know, I've got a lesson in here. I'll just click into it. And it's got a transcript as well, which is awesome. So my screen has been recorded. So my lessons here. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, everyone, thanks a million. See you later. Hover up to the top there. So it's a little lesson I was doing. So once I go into Stream and if I see some content that I like, I could press share if I wanted to. I can even share to start at a specific time and get really fancy about it and press copy, okay? Then when I'm in Teams, I can press plus. I can go into Stream. Now I can just search right here or I can go video and paste in. So if I paste that, lesson 1 and post to this tab. I'm going a bit fast, I know, but I know that we have the recording as well, so I'm not overly worried about that. So what's the story here? What can you do? Well, imagine if you're a student right now and you've got some lovely content that your teacher has recorded for you, just like this. So my screen has been recorded and I just write down 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, everyone, thanks a million. See you later. Hover up to the top there. One of the biggest ones, and I suppose it might just whet your appetite for next week, but like there are a number of things. So we have yet assignments to look at next week, and then we have a little bit of like what's really awesome, and people had mentioned it, which is Class Notebook. I'll give you the smallest little introduction to this. Watch this. Class Notebook is an amazing space to write into, but watch this. Before we even do that, right, I'm just going to leave it at what's called OneNote for the moment, okay? So what's OneNote? What's this about? So I've got a stylus in my hand and I'm reaching out to the surface in front of me, okay? So right now I've got a surface right in front of me. I've got my stylus and I've got OneNote. So I think that's a winning combination. I told you I was a maths teacher, so I'm going to go draw and I'm going to go for, I'm mad about algebra. I don't know, I just love algebra. So 3x, hey Karen, how are you? Plus 3 is equal to 9, should be a nice one. Now, I can do 3x is equal to 9, take 3. 3x is equal to 6. I always laugh if I got something like this wrong. Obviously, it'd be a bit embarrassing for me, but look, everyone's human. What can you do in OneNote that's awesome? You can press View, Replay, and replay that. And then it actually replays the way I inked. And I can stop, I can reach out to the screen, the surface here, and just press like that. Sweet, that's nice. Jog back and forward my finger with the stylus, whatever I like, right? That's nice. For a maths teacher, one of the biggest things I like to do is pinch and zoom. So again, if you have your surface connected to the whiteboard or your board and you just pinch and zoom, well, then you can do lots of cool things like you can annotate, you can change, you can even, the way I just blew this up right now to maybe focus on like a coefficient, for example. That's nice. There's one other thing that I really like is doing this. If I press view, I'll go for, actually, yeah, I'll go for draw and I'll go for maths. Get ready to have your mind blown here, okay? Select this, press maths. It shows up everything, yeah? But watch this. How about, let's do it properly. How about if I select this? We can actually test if I'm right or not, by the way. Keep me honest. Press maths. Now I can actually go and solve. 2, okay, I got the right answer. Now we can actually see the steps. Now I can actually drag the steps in. So this is really stepping it up right now. So again, and I'm just reaching for the screen naturally. Very easy for me. So yeah, this is nice. Yeah, well, yeah, hopefully soon, Gudrun. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. Yeah, so bring it up here. So we got that. By the way, we can do generating practice quizzes. Immersive Reader is awesome. So if we were to work and press the Immersive Reader, I think I probably need to just show Immersive Reader in every session. So Immersive Reader in short, guys, is just an amazing tool to make content more accessible for everyone, okay? And when you press that Immersive Reader button, you can press play.
Steps for solving linear equation. Subtract 3 from both sides.
You can press the text preferences. Okay, I'll give it a short and sweet of it. Text size up is good. Spacing being increased is good. Comic Sans, the way that the letters and the numbers are, finished is a lot like the way that we, learn English, or we learn math, or we learn to make the letters ourselves when we're young. So that works for, struggling readers. That works for, young kids. That works for anyone who has a need or an assistant, or a need for assistance. Yeah, anyone who needs a little bit of help. So this is going to give them the help. A yellow theme with the black text, awesome. I really like that one myself, that contrasting theme. Syllable support, parts of speech support, line focus support, that's awesome. Like if I press play now, watch, your neck doesn't have to go up or down. Spoiler as well, you're just after seeing the picture dictionary. No! Press
Subtract 3 from both sides. 3x equals 9 minus 3.
I don't know if you noticed, but you didn't have to bring your neck up and down, easy. You can actually translate, by the way, French, Canada. I think someone said they were from Portugal. So you know what, just for you, I'm going to go Portugal, Portuguese by document. Watch this magic.
Etapas para resolver equação linear.
I think that's...
Subtraia 3 de ambos os lados.
So that's awesome. You got language support as well. I just think it's really cool. Now, what has this got to do with Teams, you might say? So I don't know if you noticed, but this is called the Test Team Notebook, and I'm writing into it, okay? Where am I writing now? I'm writing in the content library in the section called Time to Get Ready. Okay, so let's go backwards from that. Have I got a team called Test Team? I do. Have I got a notebook in the general channel only? I do. It's called Class Notebook. All right, let's go and practice what we learned. We press these buttons. Let's press this expand here. Content library, I said I was writing it in, didn't I? I said I was in the time to get ready, didn't I? And this is the steps for solving that linear equation. So all that good stuff that I was writing earlier is actually here. It's inside, in Teams built in. So whatever I ink using my Surface in this instance appears in the student's Teams class notebook instantly. So the one simple thing for me, and it's an absolute game changer, is just the fact that I can take my device, I can write my class, my content, I can write in some nice inspirational stuff, I can bring in some nice images, really nice, really easy. Insert, picture, same idea again from online, maybe not cats this time, maybe instead of cats, maths. Bring in a nice picture about maths. Now there's a picture about maths in there. I can insert, by the way, as well, lovely audio. This is really cool, I just brought in audio. This is really cool, I just brought in audio. So just to whet your appetite, right? In next week's session, I'm going to show you how to get set up with Class Notebook inside in the team that we just created. So watch this. You simply press Class Notebook, but I'm going to leave that for the next session. So just to whet the appetite a little bit, we're going to look at assignments as well in next week's session. And as well, we're going to have a little look and see what happens with the assignments, with the grades, with a few more additional things. And again, I'm probably going to show you join the meeting today, but just how to create meetings, a little bit on calendaring and stuff, maybe just some tips and tricks that you might have been wondering about. You know, I think making it really easy to connect with your class, because that button, by the way, is there, but I'm not going to press it now. But look how easy this is. Meet, schedule a meeting. That's all I've got to press. So we'll do that next week. I'm going to put in resources and just engage with you inside in the conversations for the moment. And right now I'm probably going to pop up. Yeah, look, I'm going to pop up one key resource, which I think is really, really thought-provoking. It's on the, thank you, Gudrun. It is on the education blog. There's this really good post called Reimagining Education. So from remote to hybrid learning. It's by Michael Fullen and Joanne Quinn. So again, in collaboration with Microsoft and the amazing people in Microsoft as well. There's a lovely paper that when you zoom down here and press into this paper, it goes through loads of really good stuff about just helping teachers and students and everyone, leaders, create great experiences in the classroom, focus on well-being, make sure everyone's okay, that kind of good stuff. It's got a really cool checklist at the bottom here, which is amazing for leaders, for teachers, for everyone, just things that you mightn't have thought about that this gets you thinking. I think that's the key thing. It kind of aligns you with what are the challenges that we're all facing right now, and maybe as educators, what might we want to look out for, like when we see our students again, or if we are seeing them again, what must we take two more minutes to think about and be a bit more sort of careful in our planning of our lessons. So I think that's super good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it on my slide just for the team session, and then I'm going to, I'm going to look at the chat. So look, I hope you had fun. I'll probably leave it on that slide, to be honest. And I'm going to turn my head to the left, so don't worry. I'm going to look at the chat. Yeah, please come and join me next week. And as well, you know what? If you like the session and, share it with your colleagues. If you thought that was good, I said I would just give it a look, and it was pretty okay. That Irish guy was all right. You might say, I'm going to share that with some other people. And as well, it's going to be on YouTube, so it's on demand. I'm going to link into the Educator Center now, link into the blog. And I'd say, you know what? I don't know about homework, but I definitely would have a read of that hybrid learning paper. I think it's really good. So get yourself a coffee, a tea, or whatever you like. Yeah. Oh yeah, how to get the session from last week. Guys, if you hang on there for a second, some of you might be actually in class in a moment. So let's see. If you hang on for a second, I'm going to link you into just one place where you can get amazing CPD stuff. So watch this. So here we go. So I'm going to link you into last week's session. By the way, if you want to learn more about OneNote, I've got, I think it's 2 sessions on OneNote actually on YouTube, on Q's YouTube channel. So I'm actually going to show you that. That's worth showing. So watch this. Yep, Q Powerful Learning. Here we go. So if you type in here, press search, and you want to learn about OneNote, for example, then you should have myself. Yeah, look, trying to make learning wonderful with OneNote this time, and I'm trying to make it wonderful again this time as well. So here's my session. It's 49 minutes long. There's another one that's X number of minutes long as well. So I'd say please join join and enjoy. That's the big thing. And yeah, look, there's my QR. There's my Twitter handle. Yeah, I'm going to link in that session now as well. So this session won't be on the website for it'll take a little bit, but here's last week's team session, guys. It's in the chat there. Redeem code for today's. Yeah, Natalia, come back to me on that. Connect with me on Twitter, and I'll see if I can get a code generated on maybe the Microsoft Educator Center. That might be cool. And then, guys, yeah, look, I really hope you had a good time. I'm going to come off screen share for a second and just say goodbye to everyone. And I'm going to stop it also recording. So stop recording.